So the living bread equals satisfaction. The Lord was speaking to me this morning about satisfaction. It's all about satisfaction. Now we have a famous title of Christ, surpasser, also equals satisfaction. The living bread equals satisfaction. So what we are going to do is we are going to find, for the first time in history, the three words mathematically, the living bread, inside the word satisfaction, and see with our eyes for the first time in history what God has ordained. Okay, because He is the satisfaction of all creatures and all people. The living bread. So 30, 70, and 30, 33, 73, and 30. 33, 73, and 30. Okay. And just make sure I got my numbers right. 73 and 30. Okay, let's see what we find. Many results. It'll take a little. So I'm picking off the bookends for the 33. That's. There's a lot of ways to do this, but we're gonna take it one step at a time. It's amazing. You know what? I'm already satisfied with what I see. Literally, if you take the for the bookends, living on the right, bread on the left, that's one very easy, satisfying way to do it. But the more you look, the more you see. I promise you. By God Almighty, that's just the way it is. Take all your time to get your favorite correlation of how those letters match up mathematically perfectly. The living bread, Jesus Christ, equals satisfaction. I would, me personally, I'm picking the easiest. The for the bookends. Living, okay, 7 letters on the right inset, and then bread, the 3 letters on the left inset. But there's many ways to analyze it and squeeze all the glory out of it. Okay, this is first pass on everything that we're seeing, which is why I'm recording it. The living bread. It's irresistible to do this math quickly with the computer and just check. Fascinating. Surpasser. Father. Has a living in a dead center. Oh my gosh, this is mind-blowing. See, we're putting the puzzle together. God is the surpasser. That's the title of God. He is the surpasser of all of our expectations. At the dead center of surpasser is living, and then right outside of that is EU, which equals God. The EU in Jesus equals God. The rest in His name equals Son. Jesus is God's Son. EU equals God everywhere you see them. In surpasser, you literally have living God right in the center. That's a huge piece of the puzzle. And it's glaring. And so now you can do a comparison on the letters living with these words in the center of surpasser. Living God. You're like, okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah, I see that there. The 3, there's 4 plus 1s in passing. Okay. You can start to break it down, get your satisfaction. Okay? Because a mathematician and a perfectionist and any lover of God and the words, the perfect words of God, insists on satisfaction. And insists on perfect math and perfect equivalence and a high degree of accuracy, which is what it all is. But it takes you time to stare at it, see it. It's the glory of God. It's the coolest thing ever that God created. You staring at a word, doing the math in your brain, and whoa, just light, waves of light, like the names of God mathematically just come out. Like literally, you just see them add up in the letters of the word that you're looking at, and you memorize it, and it's just light in your eye. Your brain is literally getting baptized in the glory of God in Gematria, and it's just like, whew. And you memorize it, and your brain is like the sharpest, most blessed brain on the planet, because your brain was made for these revelations. It was made for Gematria revelations. It was made to see the names of God in every word you've ever seen. Okay, so that is so cool. The living bread equals satisfaction. It fits the bill. When we eat physical food, that's what we say, oh, now I'm satisfied. But the living bread, Jesus, like the very so many, that's why there's an infinite number of titles of God, probably. The ultimate living bread. Okay. That is so cool. The living bread, the ultimate satisfaction, Jesus Christ. I always go to the center of strings and do a comparison there. course, satisfaction, we know, ends in Father. And it's just, the more you look, the more you see. It's that simple. How much time you want to take, how much you want to see. And then we'll, so I'm going through more titles of Christ. The living bread, the bread of life. And we're doing the math and just lining it all up and putting the puzzle together. It's awesome. The hidden manna. It is so cool. Hidden manna equals truth, the famous title of Christ. Like, get this in the database. That's all. I'm building the database, and it's clean, and it's simple, and it's not too overwhelming. And it's satisfying because this is God we're talking about, not, you know, your cousin. Okay, so hidden manna, or your dog, or your mom, or whoever. It's like, this is God we're talking about, thank God. Hidden manna equals truth. Famous title of Christ. You got it. Manna. Jesus the manna in the wilderness. It's so cool. The manna equals master. It's so satisfying because it's the perfection of God before your very eyes. I'm not satisfied with anything less than perfect. Well, words are perfect, so that's why we study words. Period. It's the best. It's the glory of God. I know what God says to me in prayer, and I'm sharing it with the world. Manna equals 43. And now we have other titles of Christ that equal the same thing. The babe. Feeder. Jesus is the feeder, and feeder equals manna. The feeder is greater than the food, is greater than the feed. So we always do the ER. Now you do a correlation, checking those two words out. Yeah, you got the half-love. So cool. I want to go back to hidden manna equals truth. Yeah, you can, I'm sure, you can easily, what's special about hidden manna is there's a lot of low-value letters, which really helps you easily build the letters in other words. There's many titles of Christ that equal truth, like victor, artist, architect, eclipser, shelter, a compass, person. Okay, all these things that equal truth. Just bear with me. The more you look, the more you see. It's healthy for your brain to do this. It's just the very pleasure of analysis and studying words in Gematria. It's it's pure pleasure upon the brain. Staring at the titles of God. You stare at the titles of God all day long. You will get so many revelations coming to you. It's not even funny. It'll just be this basket of glory. So Jesus is the truth. He's also the hidden manna. This is so unique to me because I haven't studied this. This is from Revelation 2, verse 17. Well, it says Jesus, and from that verse, it says Jesus would give people. I will give to eat of the hidden manna. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a title of God, but literally every string you've ever read always declares a title of God. Okay, that's the whole message. So yeah, you could easily find the TRUTH in the letters hidden manna mathematically. I'm pretty sure of it. Well, not fully DADA. Maybe not perfectly, but we'll keep moving. Plant for known. So much to see. Yeah, architect and artist. Same thing. The manna. Yeah, that's glaring. That's glaring. Hidden manna. I always check the center of strings because that's where there's usually a lot of. All right, more to come.